Where have we ended up? Doc, I think we're back in the future. But who are those other guys? They look like us. Doc, I think they are us. They're just us. In the future. You gotta go see what's going on. No, Marty. It's the time continuum. We'll mess it up. We can't go near them. We gotta watch from a distance and see what happens. Welcome, everyone, to the future. Welcome to where things get strange. It's the year 3026. We have evolved past petty nonsenses of the 2026s. Those people in the past, they're still stuck on their Super Bowl halftimes. We are thinking bigger. We are thinking party bus. Lego light is on. We are live-ish in the Lego lounge. Welcome back to future Lego therapy. Or should I say, welcome to the future.
What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy MC. Here's what's funny. I had a different idea planned for this intro, and then I started in with the time machine to take us into the future, and then I thought, oh, let me bring in my other minifigs from my other DeLorean and see how I can include those. And then my whole idea went off the rails, and I just totally changed it on the fly as I was recording. I totally changed my idea. So, peeps, here we are. We're not building Lego today. We are building the Fun Hole. Well, formerly Fun Hole, as you can see, it still has the FO symbol on there. Now Lumibricks. Shout out to Lumibricks. Set number F9060. 605 pieces. It is the Future Bus is the name of this set. So let's get Doc and Marty out of the way here. We'll put them off to the side. They can hang out. By the way, I don't know who has built both versions of the Lego DeLorean, also known as the Time Machine, but I gotta say, I'm a fan of the fact that they did a totally different version of everything. You know, in the original, Marty had a printed-on vest. In the updated version, he's got this puffy, like accessory vest. Doc has the yellow suit in the original, and then he switched over to the white suit in the updated. Hair is the same, but man, yeah, it all looks really great. So I'm super fan of that stuff. But as I said, I had a idea in my head. Let me take this thing off. This is a weight vest. I had an idea in my head how I wanted this intro to go. And then as I started going through it, you know, y'all peeps know, I don't plan things in advance. It's like I came up with the idea. Look, I even had my flashlight. It was going to be like my future computer. Anyways, sidetrack. I had ideas in my head how I wanted it to go. And as I started doing the intro, my whole idea changed almost instantly. So here we go. Who wants a dad joke of the day? What did the egg say to the chef? You really cracked me up. And I crack myself up with these jokes. Anywho, all right, let's get to it. So if you guys have been here for a while, you know, some weeks ago, I got picked up to be a Lumibricks affiliate, and they sent me this beautiful set. It was one I actually wanted. The CyberPunk theme is probably my favorite within Lumibricks. I really, really love the way it looks. The lighting is also fantastic. Speaking of, here's our little lighting kit. It always comes in these little orange envelopes. Let's get my mouse off the table and out of the way. So yeah, I'm excited for this build. I've only done 2 Lumibricks builds in the past. Both were fantastic. The first one was the club, which I believe was the Street Fusion theme. I'd have to look at that to be sure, but I believe it was the Street Fusion theme. And then the other one I did was the turtle, the Undersea turtle, which was really awesome as well. One thing I will say about Lumibricks and sets with lighted kits in general, while I do love them, much like my friend Curtis over at Turkian Bricks, it does take me out of my process a little bit. So I will hopefully, I don't think, I have seen reviews on this set before, but it's been a while. You know, y'all know, I don't necessarily care about being the first one to review things or build things. I just build them as I go along. I was actually talking to Senor Briccacino about this last night. I was like, you know, I don't ever know what I'm going to build next, because we were talking about a different set. He's like, you'll probably build it before I get it. I was like, you never know, because I oftentimes get stuff and I think I'm going to build it right away, and then some time goes by and I just don't. So anywho, I'm trying to get myself in a good headspace right now, because honestly, today has been one of those days. You know, it hasn't been the worst day. Monday, there's the old Lumibricks / Funhole brick separator. Very, very similar to Lego, but also different. That was really, really intelligent. You know, that was some knowledge dropping right there, MC. It's really similar, but also different. No kidding, Sherlock. Anyways, boy, the sidetracks are going to be off the charts today. I had, you know, it's Wednesday as I'm recording this video. Monday of this week, it was rough. Everything that could go wrong, you know, kind of went wrong. It started off first thing in the morning. We have a golf cart, and I hadn't driven it in a couple weeks because it's been so cold. I don't want to ride in that thing. You know, it's all open. I didn't want to ride in that thing. Oh, these pieces look super cool. It's going well. You know what though? It's okay. I just need to get it all out of my system. So anyways, I hadn't driven it in a couple weeks because it's been so cold. I'm like, I'm not riding that thing while it's so cold outside. But I take my daughter to the bus stop every day. I don't have to, but you know, it's just the thing we do. And so anyways, I got up, or Sunday night, I knew that the golf cart was going to need charging because it hadn't been driven in a couple weeks. So I charged it Sunday night, all night. And I got up Monday morning and drove her to the bus stop, and about half to 2/3 of the way there, it started slowing down, and I was like, that's not good. It charged all night. Should be fine to get me through several days, let alone to the bus stop and back. And anyways, what ended up happening is I drove her down there, waited for the bus, dropped her off, and on the drive home, well, let's just say I didn't make it home. I got maybe halfway, and by the way, it's not a very long drive. I got maybe halfway home, and it died on me. And I even tried pushing it a little bit. It wasn't happening. It was just like, nope. Unfortunately, there's no neutral position on a golf cart, or at least not on mine. So I could not just like put it in neutral and go. I had to go home, get my truck, strap it up, because it was actually nice weather that day. That was the whole reason we drove it. Strap it up and drag it home. Again, it's not a very long distance, but quite embarrassing, to say the least, and it just started off my day terrible. So, and then the whole rest of the day just kind of went like that. It was just like one thing after another. Like, if it could go wrong that day, it did. And anywho, I haven't built since then. So today is very necessary for me. I just need to I need to decompress. My brain needs a rest. It's been a few things this week, but today has started out. Actually, no. I don't even want to say that it started out funny, because it started out fine. And then as I was getting set up for this video, I started having issues, and I was like, it was just started being one thing after another again. Like, oh my goodness. I just gotta sit down and build, get my mind off of all the nonsense, and then maybe I can get my brain back on track. See, I can't even think words right now. English is hard, peeps, and thinking is quite hard sometimes. I'm just having trouble forming sentences. But I'm excited. I really do like Lumibricks a lot. I think I've said it on this channel before, but if I were to make an assessment, and obviously I'm no expert, so don't listen to me. I'm just a big dummy. But if I were to make an assessment based on my experience with Lego, Lumibricks, and all the other companies that I've built thus far, I would say, as far as quality of bricks, which I'm 99% sure Lumibricks uses Go bricks, which is fairly common amongst a lot of these alternative brick companies now. I can't say that for sure. I'd have to Google that, but I think that's true. But off track again. I would say my personal assessment, I think Lumibricks is probably looking at being the number 2 company as far as brick set companies. Now, that being said, again, a lot of stuff comes down to preference. You know, like I said, my friend Curtis at Kirkham Bricks, he's not a fan of dealing with lighting kits, which, you know, obviously you don't have to put the lighting kits in the sets, but you know, it kind of seems weird if you don't, because that's kind of their shtick, is they are a company that creates lighted sets. So you almost feel like you've cheated yourself if you build a lighted kit and then you don't put the lights in, you know. But I think they're great quality sets as far as the pieces go. I think their instructions are generally fantastic. And again, I'm only going on 2 sets. I've only built 2 of their sets thus far, but I've only had good experiences thus far. Minor things that I had critiques on, but I have minor critiques on everyone. Like, I've yet to rate a set and be like, this was perfect, nothing wrong, 0 notes. I have not had a single incident of that, not with Lego, not with any company to date. So, what's my point? I don't know. Lumibricks is very, very good. I'm excited for this build, and I'm just happy that, you know, I have this affiliation with Lumibricks. You know, please go check out the link down below if you guys decide you want to purchase some Lumibricks sets. If you want to buy this set or any other Lumibricks sets, it helps me out. With Lumibricks, they well, I don't know how much I get of anything because nobody has purchased anything with my link yet, but I'm hoping eventually somebody will, and then I get a, you know, tiny fraction of of whatever, you know, you spend on that set. It doesn't cost you any extra. It just gives a little back. And hopefully one day I get to the point where I have some sort of monetization going on with this channel. And you just, all the money's going to go back into the channel, you know? So anywho, with that being said, I think I need to, so one of the things about this set, it's called a 2-in-1. However, I don't believe it's a true 2-in-1, and in the idea, like, you know, like the Creator 3-in-1s, for example, those are 3 separate builds. I think what this is it's called a 2-in-1, but it's not truly 2 different sets. It's one build that can be displayed 2 different ways. I think that's how it works, if I understand correctly. Whew. You know what? I get to use my brand new, I finally did it, folks. My fan. Is it not going to work? Is it already dead? I'm so sad. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second. Just took a second to react. Okay. I have a remote control fan now. I don't have to reach back through my Lego sets anymore to get back there. But all right, peeps, on that note, I'm going to go ahead, test out these lights, and let's just build. Right, peeps, we are done with this build. I am so happy and so excited to bring this review to you guys. So let's just go ahead and start off with the look, right? Now, as you'll see, we got some wires hanging off the back. I'll explain that here in a little bit. But here is the bus all around. This panel is supposed to be locked on the back here. And then the other side, got your sliding door, all your windows. Let's see. I gotta take the top off actually to get to that. Windows open up. You got your little front compartment here where the bus driver sits, sorta. Beautifully printed plate on the front. I don't really Sanderfort 0422, I think that's what that says. And then back to the other side. So it says it's a 2-in-1 set. Obviously, you don't have to display it with this display stand. The display stand is really cool, but you can put these nice little fans in. They rotate in. By the way, the fans do spin. Check that out. Fans spin, they rotate, they go back down inside the bus. Then the tires rotate out very easily. Now you're just to regular bus mode. Also the top pops off pretty easily. You can see down inside the bus. You got up at the front there, you got some printed tiles, little screens going on. As I was saying, all of the windows do open. Really cool function. I like opening windows. All the windows open up. This is just the back compartment of the bus. Got some tanks up here, which I assume is like their super powered gas to help them fly when they go into flight mode. Let's see, anything else big to show off? Minifigs. I'll show off the minifigs real quick. Oh, we do have 2 minifigs with this set. One is the bus driver and one I guess is the passenger. I don't see any names or anything in here. I don't think Lumibricks really does names. But bus driver is super cool. He's got his little futuristic glasses on there. Let's see if we can get this camera to focus. Not, and we'll do the old trickaroo and turn off the autofocus. Oh, autofocus was already turned off. Why are we not focusing? Let's turn it on. Struggle bus today. All right, there we go. He looks good. He's got his little printing all down the front. Again, looking kind of futuristic. Just a little bit of printing on the back. And the legs do move, but no holes on the bottom to be able to sit. And then you got your little passenger here. She doesn't have any real attachments or anything, making her futuristic, but nice little printing on the jacket here. Little printing on the pants. And nothing on the back. Cool looking hair though. I like the pink hair. You know, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of minifigs. It's not my thing I go crazy about. And if I have to say, of all of the companies that I've built, I think Lumibricks probably is my least favorite minifigs, but it is what it is. I don't go nuts over this. This is what really mattered to me. Okay, now the reason why this is opened up like this is I do want to show you guys the lights. However, one of the issues with this set, so if you ever do get around to building it, it's got this little tiny battery box in the back, but it doesn't come with batteries. It comes with the box, but it's 2 2032 batteries, which I don't have any on hand. So I'm just gonna have to plug it into my battery bank here, and then we can turn it on. And oh, are we not gonna work now? It was just working a minute ago. Now it's gonna make me look dumb. The on position. So I've been having a little bit of issues with the lighting kit on this. I will say, this is an old set. This is a fun hole set. You know, so I'm curious to know if maybe it's just old and the wires are a little bit beat up or something. I don't know. It was just working. I tested it. Of course it's gonna make me look dumb now. There it goes. There it goes. It's lit up. Alright, so let's see. Can you see it? Man, those are some really cool looking lights. You got lights on the front. Yeah, no lights on the back, but they do run on the inside. You got a purple light in there. You got a blue light in there. Not a ton. There was only like a few different lights. Uh-oh. Now I'm knocking them off. my fat hands. There's one up here by the bus driver. There's 1, 2, I think there's only 5 lights. So 1, 2, yep. So 3 interior lights and 2 headlights, which is super cool. I do like it. I just wish that they had provided the batteries, but it is what it is. I'll just have to pick some up at some point. And I don't know why it's being finicky about when it wants to come on and when it doesn't want to come on. It's so odd to me. Like I said, maybe it's got something to do with the wires just being old and not wanting to cooperate. Oh well. All right, so let's go through this review real quick. First of all, we already talked about the appearance. Man, it really looks so cool. If I had to say, you know, what would a future bus look like? This is definitely. I mean, I've been playing with this thing on and off the whole time. It's really fun. The little fans that come out, the wheels that can collapse in. You've got the little under the carriage compartment with some bags down here for your passengers. You know, all the clear colored pieces, and I know it's translucent colored. Anyways, I like clear colored. That's my word. So all the clear colored pieces just really make this thing pop. Even the fan blades are, the little gas tanks or whatever this is supposed to be. There's just panels all over. Everywhere you look, there's some clear colored pieces. Again, no stickers in this whole build. These are printed tiles. And even on this clear piece, they printed, this is a clear tile. They printed this little map that's going on here. Again, my focus does not want to focus today. I wonder if my lens is dirty. There we go. Got a little printed maps on the rear. And again, there's some little printed TV screens inside. Oh, there's even another one in the back here. What is this? I didn't even take the time to read what it is. I think this is like a wanted poster or something. I'm not really sure. It's a picture of a guy with some fingerprints. See if you can see down inside there, right there, that guy. So it's, I mean, everything is really well done. It looks so cool. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passenger seats in here. They even put the little handlebar that the passengers will grab to get on and off so they don't trip. Everything just looks really cool. The box, even though again this is Fun Hole from before they switched their branding to Lumibricks, the box looks fantastic. The stand is super cool. It's got a little bit of wiggle room so that it when it sits on there at the angle, it can kind of rock back and forth just slightly. And just really cool. Uh-oh, knocking pieces off MC. Just really great looking set. I mean, all the colors. You got these chromed out pieces. Like, I can't say enough good about how it looks. It really looks great. I already talked about the minifigs. They're okay. They're not the best in the world, but again, I'm not losing sleep over minifigs. As far as the build experience, okay, a couple things I got to point out right away. So if you are like me, I like to use digital instructions. So I went on the website before I started anything. I downloaded the digital instructions, except there was 2 versions. And so I downloaded them both and I was looking at them both and I couldn't really see a difference. But then I said, uh-oh, I got to a point in the build where things didn't make sense. There was pieces missing. I'm looking around like, did I lose a piece? What the heck happened? This piece doesn't look like the piece that's in the set. I was really confused. So I took a break. Let me open up this book. Let me go to the same step in the paper directions that are on the digital directions. And when I got there, sure enough, it was a different version. So then I switched to the other digital directions and boom, there you go. So I'm guessing that at some point, Fun Hole Lumibricks changed some things up. And then when they put out the digital instructions, they updated them, but they just left the old ones out there in case somebody still has the older version. That's all I can guess. So if you do use digital instructions like your boy MC, confirm which version you have with your paper directions, because that got me. I was on step 68. As a matter of fact, I was on step 68, and that's when it really hit me. Uh-oh, we got a problem here. So, but that being said, the directions were very good. One of the things that I complain about with so many different sets that I've built, any and all companies, is the colors. Now, one thing I really loved, there's like probably 3 to 4 different grays in this build. Like there's the dark gray, light gray, there's these chrome gray, there's like a silvery gray. No confusion whatsoever. Every single one of them was very clear which gray I was working with. The only time I had a little bit of confusion was white versus clear, right? And not a colored clear, like a legit clear piece versus a white piece. A couple times I got them mixed up. It looked like one and it was really the other. So, but thankfully it was nothing that was so crazy where I was like way down the line and I had to tear a bunch of stuff apart. It was like I was maybe 4 or 5 steps down the line and I was able to go back and be like, oh yeah, let me swap those out real quick. So again, overall, the instructions were very good. The colors in the instructions were very good. There was arrows pointing to everything. There was boxes. One of the things that Lumibricks has always done, even since the Fun Hole days, they give you these top-down views so that, you know, not on every step, but on critical steps where you're like, hey, is it this or this? Boom, there you go. You got your top-down view. There's always the little turnaround symbols to tell you, hey, we're switching to a different side. There's little notes throughout. Like everything is very, very well done, which is what I've come to expect from this brand based on my previous 2 builds and now this one. So overall, had no real issues. The lighting, again, yes, setting up the lighting can slow you down a little bit. You get in a rhythm of brick, 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 and then all of a sudden you got to stop and run some lights. But again, there was only 1 light strip with 5 lights attached to it, and it took maybe, I don't know, 5-10 steps, something like that, before you were fully done wiring it up, and then you didn't have to think about it again the rest of the build. I think that was bag 2. So it got out of the way pretty quickly and not a lot of time wasted messing around with lights. I was really, really happy with that. Nothing that really messed with my process. Let's see. Quality of the bricks, excellent. No issues. Nothing was too tight, too loose. Nothing broken, nothing missing. Everything top notch. As far as the value of this set, obviously, as I said, Lumibricks sent me this set to build and review, but the original price on this, and it's still available online, I did check. So if you go to Lumibricks.com, it is currently $39.99 US, but also on Amazon, it is on sale, which it may be on sale on Lumibricks too. They often have coupon codes on here. I just didn't take the time to figure that out. On Amazon, it is on sale for $31.99. So I did the math on both of those. The full price, $39.99, comes out to 6.6 cents a piece. If you get the reduced price, you're looking at like 5.2 cents a piece. So very good price. Again, you're getting lights with this, you're getting lots of beautiful pieces. They do have their little proprietary bricks in there for running the lights. So much fun, so beautiful, and what a great value. I like, obviously, I'm not going to be running around. Now, if Sean from Britain Bricks was here, he would definitely be telling me I need to ramp test this thing. But I have a feeling this thing would not make it over a ramp due to the length. I'd need a really long ramp. But I won't be ramp testing it. I will be displaying it. And fingers crossed, I hope to get the entire line of Lumibricks CyberPunk builds because I think they all look so cool. This is actually my first CyberPunk build, even though if you look at my Amazon wish list, I got all of them in there. I really want them all. I think they all look so cool, and what a cool way to kick it off. Again, I love all the printed pieces. I love the design. The one thing I will say about this front end, it doesn't open super far. So, and because of the way they designed the bottom half of this, it is a little bit challenging to get your hands up in here and put your minifig in. But again, I don't sweat the minifigs all that much. It was kind of interesting too. So there was a couple times, I will say, there was several times during this build that were trust the process, peeps. Don't freak out. So, for example, I want to show you this. I took a picture of this, but I'll just show it to you. So they got these little hinged pieces here, right? You've seen these before. They come together and they hinge, and they're usually meant for like doors and stuff. Well, they had you put them on here like this. And I was like, well, they're not going to hinge. Why the heck would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. Until you go to put it on the actual bus. So this is just connected by 2 studs right here. So this sits right on here. But because this plate, this plate is not as wide as the bus, the little hinges actually stick out and prevent this from collapsing inside the bus. I was like, oh man, that's so smart. Trust the process, peeps. Trust the process. Sometimes you just got to keep going and see where it goes. Sometimes it's your own fault. You made a mistake, but in this case, it was not. There was something else I took a picture of at the very early stages. I don't. Oh, that is. I'll throw a picture up on the screen somewhere. But one of the things that, as far as build process goes, and they showed it to you in a specific step, but I would say it actually applies to several areas in this build. They show you a picture where it's telling you to squeeze from the top and the bottom so that you get a solid grip, because the middle section is not supported by anything. So if you just press down the new piece, you would shove everything in and then have to redo it. Well, in that case, yes, you absolutely had to do it that way. But that was something I found kind of throughout this build in general. Like even putting this front door on, I had to squeeze from front and back. You know, it was not all the time, but there was a few times throughout the build where I found that I needed to squeeze from top and bottom or squeeze from side to side. So not your standard just smash bricks down and keep going. You had to take a little extra time on occasion. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, every step I got to stop and make sure everything is secure. There's just a couple times throughout the build where I found that I did have to slow down a little bit, make sure I'm getting it from both sides to ensure a good solid connection. But that's more because of the way this is designed. There's just odd gaps here and there that are there for a reason. They're there to, either like let wires move through, or, in the case of these fans, the fans have to have the space to go back inside the sides of the bus. It's just little things. It makes sense when you do it, but at the time, sometimes you're like, why the heck is this not going together properly? I've got to stop and squish this together. So just some food for thought. But again, nothing crazy. And I just want to say, like, this is still when this company was Funhole. So I imagine if they designed this set today, they would probably improve things. Like they've improved on a lot of stuff over the years from the builds that I've done and from the reviews that I've seen online. Like Lumibricks just keeps up in their game, up in their game, up in their game. So super happy with the build. It looks great. The build was fun. Little challenge with the lights. I'm not really sure why, but again, it may just be because this set is so old. Maybe the wires are not as, good as they used to be. That was another thing. It did not come with tweezers. Maybe back when they built this set, they weren't giving out tweezers, but thankfully I still had some from my previous sets. And again, just if you do build this, know that it does not come with batteries, and it's 2032 size batteries, so you'll have to go out and buy those. I don't have any on hand, so I'll have to go pick up some myself. But overall, fantastic build. So excited to have this in my collection. By the way, let's go ahead and collapse these wheels. Okay, we gotta do it, peeps. We gotta do it. You guys know, MC is all about it. Gotta find out, is this set swooshable? It's gotta meet that criteria, We gotta have a swooshable. If it's a flyable set, gotta make sure it's swooshable. Now I will say, maybe if I take the pancakes off, it'll be easier. All right, you ready? Let's back up a little bit. Let's find out, is this bus? Maybe I can grab it from underneath. Yeah, there we go. That's a better grip. I feel more secure now. You guys ready? Oh, you guys want it again? Oh, so swooshable. It didn't fly off or anything. Oh, and the bottom of the display is still on there. It even had drag, and it still made it. I love it. What a great set. Lumibricks, fun hole previously. You really crushed it with this one. And I know there's probably somebody out there thinking, MC, you say every set crushes it. No, I don't. Go check out my Vader Saber build. Go check out my Cuckoo Clock build. If you haven't seen those, go look them up. But I will say this, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to let you know how the build went for me, and you make up your mind from there. If you want to pick this set up, if you haven't picked it up already, maybe this helps you out a little bit in hearing what I went through and deciding what you want for you. Everybody's got their own thing, Like I love Lego Dreams. That's my favorite theme in Lego. Other people love City. Other people love Star Wars. Some people who are into Lumibricks, they love the Westerns. I'm not really into Western stuff. I really love the cyberpunk. I really love the steampunk. I like the street fusion. Those are my 3 top themes within Lumibricks. So everybody likes what they like. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to give you information. So if I say all these sets are crushing it, well, that's my opinion. You don't have to trust me. Peeps, I've been talking for a hot minute now, so, put my little brick separator. Let's get out of here. Let's go do something. It's almost dinner time, so thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this, the build, the intro, the review. If you did, please, like the shirt says, do all the things. I really can't wait to get my next Lumibricks build. This has got me stoked. I haven't done one in quite a while. And, Lumibricks sent me this last month, and it's been sitting here taunting me. And I finally pulled the trigger, and we took off to the future to build this bad boy. So, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then,